we'll have some. And of course, like usual, we try to take care of our motivation. Why do we study? So then I can ask you the question, why do you study debate?
To remove our mental impurities and to
Yes,
seek wisdom.
yes, exactly. Yes, very good. And yes, we could say also that we need to keep our mind active, yeah, in order to understand the classical texts, like the beautiful Madhyamaka Avatara that some of you already debate and discuss and learn. So that's so nice, yeah. So yes, okay. And okay, according to which school do we debate when we start?
Tantrika.
Sotrantika, which Sotrantika?
Following reason.
Yes, Sotrantika, following reasoning, yeah. Okay, very good. And yes, we could say that debate also is done in order to discard wrong views, assert the proper views or the right view, we could say, and answer the objections, yeah, to this right view. We could say like this as well. Okay, very good. And we studied the comparisons. So you remember the comparisons, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes. So this is done also for some people who watch the replay, because some people are newcomers and they don't dare always to ask questions and to tell us, okay, slow down, slow down. So it's good to review also for them. Yeah. Okay. So yes, we studied the comparisons. Yeah. So how many do we have?
4.
Four main comparisons, yeah, which are
Equivalent, contradictory, 3 possibilities and 4 possibilities.
very good. Yes, for instance, I guess that you know the difference between the two, blue book and the white book.
Accept.
Okay, they are equivalent, 3P, 4P,
Contradictory.
contradictory. They are contradictory because
They don't have a common base.
yeah, so it follows that if they don't have any common base, they are necessarily contradictory.
Accept.
So it follows that the two left and right horns of a rabbit are contradictory because they have no common base.
There existent phenomena that do not share a common base.
Very good. Yes, they are different with no common base. Yeah, and different means, you remember the definition of different? Yes.
Diverse phenomena.
Diverse phenomena. Very good. Yes.
I'm on fire today.
So nice. Yeah. Fireball. Palaviji, the fireball.
I haven't even finished my coffee yet.
Wow, fantastic. So yes, okay. So if it follows that if they are different, so diverse phenomena with no common base, they are necessarily contradictory.
Accept.
Yes, very good. And now if we compare, for instance, okay, observed by valid cognition and phenomenon. The equivalent, contradictory, 3P, 4P.
Equivalent.
Equivalent. They are equivalent because?
Because the one is the definition of the other.
It follows that the subject observed by valid cognition is the definition of phenomenon.
Yes.
It follows that the subject that which holds its own entity is not the definition of phenomenon.
That is also the definition of phenomena.
So yes, we will delve into the definitions and definiendums and so on later. But usually speaking, only one definiendum has one definition, yeah? Usually speaking, but in the same text that we study, the Yonzin Dura. Yeah, sometimes he gives two definitions for one and the same definition. It happens sometimes, but usually speaking, we can say that only one definition has one definition. Yeah. So it follows that if that which holds its own entity is the definition of phenomenon, then observed by valid cognition is not the definition of phenomenon.
But it would still be. It
Yes,
does not negate it.
because observed by valid cognition is the definition of existence.
Yes.
Yes, very good. Still, they are equivalent, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, observed by valid cognition is equivalent with existent because it's the definition and existent is the definition. And because existent is equivalent with phenomenon, then observed by valid cognition is equivalent with phenomenon. Yeah, if A is equivalent with B, and if B is equivalent with C, then A is equivalent with C. Yeah?
So I have a question. You said we just said that any definition is a definiendum is its definition, correct?
Has one definition or is equivalent with its definition.
Is equivalent with its definition. But as we just demonstrated, it could be equivalent with other definitions as well. That's what
Yes,
just
exactly.
happened.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So we could say that if they are a definition and its definiendum, they are necessarily equivalent. But if they are equivalent, they are not necessarily a definition and its definiendum.
3P.
Yes.
Okay, because A equals B, B equals C, and therefore A equals C.
Yes.
That's why such things happen. But is there no? Obviously, this has been debated a lot, and a definition seems to be what people come up with. Very
Yes.
created, X equals something, like
Yes.
whatever, at any
Mhm.
point in time. So the Sautrantika school said, okay, phenomena is, what did we say phenomena was?
Is defined as that which holds its own entity, yeah?
That which holds its own entity. Existent is that what is observed via valid cognition.
Yes, it is
So
defined
somebody said
as,
that.
yes.
Somebody in some school said that, but let's say another school in another country said opposite. Phenomena is observed by valid cognition, and existent
Mm.
is what holds its own entity.
Yes, that could happen. That could happen. That's why, you remember the definition that we gave at some point?
Triply qualified substantial existent.
Oh, fireball.
Amazing.
Incredible,
This
incredible.
shows how much I missed class.
And you had time to digest everything. That's very good. Yes, triply qualified substantial existence. And what are the three qualifications?
Renown. um
Yes, in general, it is renowned as being a definition. Yeah, so it means it is common agreement. It is a common agreed on definition in one circle, in one context, but maybe in another context, it could be another definition. Yeah, which is agreed on.
I see. Okay. So
Very good.
so that's why. Go ahead.
And phenomena and existent, can they be used are they synonymous, like
Yes.
interchangeably they can be used?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Even if in some texts they would say that synonymous means two different words for the same definition. Like, yes, they would say Ming in Landang in Dunchik. They would say it is equivalent with different names in one sense. So synonymous means more that it is one definition, but you have different words. Like, in Tibetan Buddhism, we say that the moon is also called the rabbit holder, Ribonchen, because there is the shadow of a rabbit, on the moon. So it's just another name for the moon. Yeah. So we could say that Ribonchen and Dawa, or rabbit holder and moon, are synonymous because it's exactly the same definition. Yeah. But phenomenon has its own definition and existent has its own definition. So we could say they are equivalent, but maybe some texts would say they are not synonymous. But in many texts, like, the text from Anne Klein, for instance, Knowledge and Liberation, and so on, you find just synonymous instead of equivalent. It's just another word for equivalent.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good. Okay.
So all phenomena are observed by valid cognition. All phenomena.
Accept. They are because?
Because, well, I'm trying to sift through to see if I believe that statement myself. All phenomena are observed by valid cognition. I don't know why.
Yeah. Who remembers why? We have different ways to qualify an existent or a phenomenon. Yeah, there are different equivalent in the list, in the chart. If you remember, we have object. What do we have? Object of comprehension, hidden phenomenon, and also we have object of comprehension of an omniscient mind. So it means that if it exists, it has to be observed by Buddha.
Okay, all phenomena are observed by valid cognition. Even invalid phenomena are also like observed by valid cognition, or no?
What do you mean by invalid phenomenon?
Like a mirage, or
mirage,
something that is not. It appears but is not there.
Yes.
Like a ghost in the trees or something.
Mhm.
Oh, what is it
Yes.
called?
So we could say that the mirage is the clear appearance of a non-existent. Yeah, there is
Yes.
no lake over there, but there is the
Yes.
clear appearance of a lake. So the clear appearance itself exists.
Okay, so that is a phenomenon. So that
Yes.
is observed by a valid cognition.
Exactly, yeah. But
And
the water or the lake on the place of the mirage is a non-existent, so it cannot be observed by any valid cognition.
okay, that's what we all see that, and we understand when we're driving. Oh, that it's just like I will realize. My child may not realize, but I'm older, so I realize that the light is shining.
Yes.
So that's why the road looks like it's icy, but it's not icy. I can still go at this speed, like it, because I understand. But my child who's just started driving doesn't know that, so he might think, "Oh my goodness, it's ice," and he might slow
Exactly.
down. So mine is a valid cognition, and his is not.
Yes, we could say that you both have a valid cognition with regard to the clear appearance. You can say, "Oh, I saw something." Yes, but one of you will not grasp at the this appearance, and the other one will grasp. So from the object side, there is no difference. There is still the appearance. But from the subject side, then there is a difference. If you agree on this appearance or not. And Shivaniji say relatively valid different perspectives. Yes, yes, exactly. Different perspectives, they are valid with regard to the appearance itself. So for the Prasangika, it's easier to accept that. But for the Sautrantika, would say if it is a non-conceptual mind which is mistaken, then it is wrong. So there are lots of debates about that. Yeah. Yeah, if it is a non-conceptual cognition which is mistaken, it has to be wrong. So because we see a mirage, the I consciousness is not conceptual, and because there is a mistaken appearance, if it is a non-conceptual mind which is mistaken, it has to be wrong for the Sotrantika. My pleasure. Yeah. So
So the
this is,
water is wrong for the South Tantrika.
yes, they would say that even, of course, the object itself is difficult to be called wrong, but the mind which apprehends a mirage is necessarily wrong for the Sotrantika because it is not conceptual and it is mistaken. If it is mistaken with regard to its appearing object and it is not conceptual, then it has to be wrong. Because for the I consciousness, what is the appearing object, generally speaking, is its engaged object. And if it is mistaken with regard to one, it has to be mistaken with regard to the other.
How will the mistake be reversed?
So then you have to come closer, as Aryanagajuna says in the Ratnavali. If you come closer, then you will not see the mirage. Yeah, you will not see even the no water appearing, no mirage appearing anymore. You will see just the ground.
But when you're meditating, there is no distance of closer or not closer or anything like that. How do you?
Yes. Yes, in this case, when we say closer, it means your mind is going towards the object. Closer in the sense, not in the distance way, but in the way that your mind is observing the very nature of your object. But this can hardly happen with the Sotrantika because, for the Sotrantika, there is no ultimate and conventional analysis. It's only for the Madhyamaka and maybe, I guess, for the Chittamatra as well. Yeah. Very good. So whatever exists has to be observed by any valid cognition, yeah? Okay, very good, fantastic. So we've seen that. So of course, in the textbook from Yunzin Purbu Chau Rinpoche, we have first the colors. The very first chapter is about the colors because it's a way to understand what means contradiction, what means equivalent, what means 3P, 4P, and so on. So that's why they speak about that. And it's kind of easy way to enter into those debates. Yeah. Okay. Then we learn what is the main color or secondary color and so on and so on. Yeah. Okay. Then established base, existent. What means to exist? What means not to exist? Yeah. So that's very important because as we usually say in Buddhism, the root of suffering is ignorance. So we need to cultivate and increase our valid cognitions. Yeah, that's very important. Yeah. Okay, so of course, the Sotrantika following reasoning gives some very basic points, but some are very useful also for the higher schools. Okay, very good. So it follows. You can posit usually a debate goes like this. The challenger asks for a general definition. Then, if there are some divisions, he or she will ask for the divisions, the main divisions, and so on. Then start to compare phenomena and so on. So it goes like this, yeah, usually. So like this, it follows that. Yes.
What do you mean by divisions?
Like for instance, it follows you can posit the main divisions of existent.
Okay. Permanent and impermanent. Okay.
Yes, very good. Very good. Then we can ask also the definitions of those divisions. Yeah, it follows the definition of impermanent.
Phenomena that is momentary.
Yes, momentary. Yeah, momentary phenomenon or momentary. Very good. It follows that the subject momentary is the definition of impermanent.
Accept.
Very good. So we repeat a lot. Yeah, so that's very important in order to to have a more precise meaning, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
So can I ask in this, where does one come?
Yes, it's another division of phenomena, one and different.
Okay.
Yeah. It's another division, yeah. Yeah, we could
Also,
say
existent phenomena can have multiple divisions, or we can
exactly.
see it differently. So the
Yeah.
same set of objects,
Hmm.
we can say, we can categorize it as A
Hmm.
and B, we can categorize it as C and D, and like different ways we split it up.
Exactly. Like we could say, for instance, sentient beings. Sentient beings can divide it in human and non-human, or in Arya and non-Arya, and so on and so on. Yeah, we could divide them like this. Yeah. Okay, very good. Yeah. So one and different. Yes, it follows that the definition of. So we said impermanent, and it follows the definition of permanent.
Permanent is phenomena that is not changing moment to moment.
Yes, very good. Yes. So the precise definition given by Yonzin Purvuchok is a common base between phenomenon and non-momentary. But the way you said Palaviji is okay as well. Yeah, we can say a phenomenon which is not momentary.
What
That's
do you mean by common base between phenomenon and not moment?
yes, a common base between phenomenon. So it has to be a phenomenon and it has to be non-momentary. So it's a common
Okay,
base between the two. Yeah.
I see.
So then it's a kind of um, insurance that it has to exist because a common base has to exist and
Mhm.
a phenomenon has to exist. So we are sure that permanent means it exists.
Oh, yeah. You're establishing, like you are actually putting it inside existent. Otherwise, somebody might come up and say, oh, then maybe it's not existent if it's permanent.
Mhm.
Then, so you're
Exactly.
saying common base, so it is still within the category of existent.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Permanent phenomena is existent and it is not momentary.
Yes, very good. Fantastic. Wow. So it follows that the subject common base between phenomenon and non-momentary is the definition of permanent.
Except.
Yes, very good. Very good. Okay. So it
So,
follows. Yes.
can I ask also if
Yes,
so
please.
it has to be valid, observed by valid cognition for anybody? Because like I'm not able to see things that are not momentary. That
Yes.
means
Okay.
I don't have valid cognition, but somebody else does?
Yes. So, for instance, do you have any valid cognition of the space within the cup?
Yes.
Okay. You could also have an inferential valid cognition of true cessation or of selflessness. You can have some inference. Yeah. You can also infer the fact that the mere absence of elephant in my room is permanent, is not a substance. There is nothing which transforms. Yeah. So you can infer that the mere absence of elephant in my room is a mere negation and is permanent. It's another way to divide existent phenomena. We have positive phenomena and negations. It's another way to divide them. Yeah.
Can I ask, because just Shivani earlier said a figment imagination, so that's why I'm coming into this. This is coming into my mind now. Is that I am just imagining. First of all, there was an elephant in my room, and now I'm imagining there is no elephant in my room. Both are non-existent imaginations.
Okay. So it follows that the non-existent, the non-existence of the elephant in your room is a non-existent. So it follows
Oh,
that
that
there
means
is.
there is an elephant.
It follows that there is maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe you
Yeah,
live.
I'm sure there is somewhere over here a little elephant. I have lots of little creatures. Ganpati must be here somewhere. So I'm sure.
Maybe there is a circus nearby, or I don't know. But then,
No, yeah,
yes,
no.
if we negate an absence, then we affirm something. Yeah,
Yes,
we
yes.
affirm the
So
object of negation.
if I am negating, oh, if I negate the absence of elephant in the room, I am accepting the presence of Is that always true?
Yes, always. It would be called an affirming negation. A non-elephant or a non-pot or a non-table are necessarily affirming negations because they affirm pot, elephant, table, and so on.
So if we continue down this path and we always negate everything, and then we negate emptiness.
So if we negate emptiness, then we affirm inherent existence. For the Prasangika, in the Vigrahavyavartani from Arya Nagarjuna, I guess the stanza 19 or 16, I don't remember. He says that if we negate the absence of intrinsic existence, then we assert intrinsic existence.
Yeah.
He says by reversing emptiness, then we assert the inherent existence. Something like what we resist persists. I don't get.
What she's saying is like if we keep trying to negate, like this is not here, not here, not here, then it keeps coming back more powerfully. It persists.
Yes.
Because
Okay. Yes. Exactly. Yes. If it's a double negation, yeah. Because if you have another negation, then it's a proper negation. If you say the opposite, or yes, the opposite of not being what is not a table.
The opposite of what is not a table
The opposite of not being what is not a table, then it's a proper negation because you negate table. The opposite of not being a non-table. Yeah, so you have 3 negations, so it's a proper negation. But if you have 2 negations or 4 or 8, then it's an affirmation.
Okay, any odd number is a negation.
Yes.
And even number of negations is an affirmation.
Exactly.
Okay. But if we come back and to not form, not there is this famous the Arya Nagarjuna's thing: no nose, no eyes, no this, no this, no this, no this.
Yes.
All are negated.
Yes. In the Heart Sutra, yeah?
Yes.
Then, yes, they are negated ultimately, yeah? In emptiness. Tombanila, zume tsarame dujeme dujena na bajepame mime na amena mecheme lume yeme zume, and so on, yeah? Tombanila, in emptiness, yeah?
Oh, within emptiness.
Yes, exactly.
But then he negate also emptiness?
Yes, emptiness is ultimately negated. It means there is no ultimate emptiness. This is emptiness of emptiness.
Yeah. So that
Yes.
is a double negation of emptiness directly. So
it will be a proper negation of ultimate emptiness, because for the Madhyamaka, nothing exists ultimately, not even emptiness.
okay.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, but for the Sautrantika, everything exists ultimately. For the Sautrantika following reasoning, and more on that, the impermanent phenomena are ultimate truth. They are ultimately existent, and they are ultimately able to perform function and so on.
Yeah.
So, but even permanent phenomena ultimately exist. Yeah, they are not ultimate truth, but still they ultimately exist. They inherently exist. Yeah, only
For
the
Tantrika also.
yes, exactly, for the soul Trantika following reasoning, exactly. Yeah,
Permanent phenomena exists ultimately.
exactly. They are not ultimate truth, but they exist ultimately in the sense that they exist inherently. If you really look for them, you will find something. Even if they depend on a mere imputation, you need to find something. Otherwise, for the soul Trantika, if you don't find anything, if you really look for that, then it doesn't exist at all.
Okay.
So
But
still
Prasangikas do not accept that?
the Prasangika would say that the generally characterized phenomena of the Sautrantika, yeah, the Samanya Lakshana, the phenomenon which is merely imputed by a term or a thought and is not established as a specifically characterized phenomenon, merely imputed is not the same as mere imputation for the Prasangika. Mere imputation means it's for any phenomenon. For any phenomenon, if you really look for that, you will never find it within its basis of imputation. Still it exists, but not within its basis of imputation. So it exists in dependence on a mere imputation. And this negates inherent existence. But for the Sotransika, permanent phenomenon exists merely imputedly, but still it is inherently existing.
I see. So they are not thinking this has come together. It is inherent, like any. So all phenomena for them, permanent phenomena. So impermanent phenomena they accept it as momentary. So
Yes.
things have come together. They're going to die, and it'll go into its own things. But permanent phenomena is never going to dissipate into anything else. It always stays inherently existent.
Yes, yes. Not always, not necessarily always, because you have temporary permanent phenomena.
Oh, in
Still,
South Africa,
yes,
temporary.
for any school,
I see.
all the schools would accept that, I guess. Yes, even the Vaibhashika, yes, they accept space. And I guess they don't speak a lot about that, but still, all schools, they accept that. You have temporary permanent phenomena. Because those are mere negations, which, when the object of negation reappears, then this negation stops. Yeah, so they would all accept that. Yeah. Okay, very good. So yes, if we learn the Sotrantika, that's very useful to go towards the Madhyamaka. Yeah? If we learn how a mistaken cognition can be valid, like inferential valid cognition is mistaken, but still it is valid, then it's very useful for the Prasangika. And also the two truth, yeah, ultimate truth and conventional truth. The permanent phenomena are not really existent. They exist, but still they are not as existing or as existent as the impermanent ones, because they are merely imputed, but still it's not the mere imputation of the Prasangika. Yeah? It tends toward that, but it's not the same. It's very useful for that. Yeah. Okay, and it helps also to understand that the two truths are contradictory, but they are not impeding each other. They coexist. Yeah, and for the Prasangika, that's the same. Yeah, pot and its emptiness, they are not impeding each other. Still, they are contradictory. Yeah, many things are very useful. Yeah, from the Sotrantika point of view. Okay, very good. So then we had impermanent and permanent. Okay, so it follows. You know the definition of one.
Phenomena which is not diverse.
Yes, very good. A phenomenon which is not diverse. Perfect. It follows that the subject of phenomenon which is not diverse is the definition of one.
Except
Very good. Okay, and you know the definition of different.
diverse phenomena.
Yes, diverse phenomena. Fantastic. It follows that the subject diverse phenomena is the definition of different.
Except
Very good. So now if we compare different and permanent, do we have contradictory, equivalent, 3P, 4P? One and permanent.
4P.
4P.
Sorry,
Wow,
are we
wow.
comparing different and permanent or one and permanent?
Oh, sorry, what did I say?
Different and permanent. You
Ah,
said
okay. Okay. Different and permanent.
Yeah, different and permanent.
You have time. No problem. If some people gave some answer, a very good answer, then maybe it's not the final one. So then you still have a chance. So as we said before, the job of the defender is to check, okay, is there anything which is A and B, which is permanent and different? Then if you have something which is both, then they are not contradictory. Then after you check if they are equivalent. Yeah? Everything which is permanent has to be different. And everything which is different has to be permanent. If it's the case, they are equivalent. If it's not the case, they are not.
Can I ask, is uncompounded space considered permanent in Sautantrika?
Yes, for, I guess, all the schools, from Vaibhashika to Prasangika.
Okay.
For the Vaibhashika, it's an ultimate truth. And for the other schools, it is not.
So something which is both, I have space in the east and space in the west.
Wow, space in the east and space in the west. It follows that they are permanent.
Accept.
Yes, they are permanent because
They are non-momentary.
it follows that if they are not momentary, they are necessarily permanent.
They are different and non-momentary.
Okay. Yes, they are different and non-momentary, or they are phenomena which are not momentary. Exactly. Yes. So they are permanent. Yes, space in the east and space in the west. And it follows that they are different.
Accept.
They are different because
They're not one.
it follows that if they are not one, they are necessarily different.
Accept.
It follows that the subject, the two horns of the rabbit, are different because they are not one.
No, different itself entails phenomenon.
Yes, exactly. So the two space in the east and space in the west are different because they exist and they are not one. It follows that if they exist and they are not one, they are necessarily different.
Yes, accept.
Yes, very good. Okay, so yes, we have a common base between the two, between permanent and different.
Yeah.
So
Can I
they are
ask
not.
a basic question, just
Yes.
to clarify in my head? Why is space inside cup and space outside cup different? Only conventionally, but then Sautantrikas don't accept conventionality.
Yes, they would say that what makes the difference between the space within the cup and the space outside of the cup? What
The
makes the
cup,
difference?
the
The
cup
cup
makes it.
and your thought consciousness. Your thought consciousness decides if you wish to apprehend the one or the other.
Sautantrikas say that the thought consciousness is creating space on my left, space on my right.
So it's not
Even
really
though
creating. It's not really creating because to create means you need to produce an effect, and those are permanent, so they cannot be a cause and effect. And also, we can say that space in the east and space in the west, in order to be explicitly ascertained by your mind, you need to think about them. Yeah, that's what they mean when they say merely imputed by thought or term. Yeah, it means that they need, in order to be validly established, they need a thought consciousness. That's why they call them merely imputed by a term or thought consciousness. Yes,
so a mountain.
it doesn't mean that when you cease to think about space in the east and space in the west, they suddenly cease. They still exist, but in order to be ascertained explicitly, you need to think about them. That's what they mean.
Oh, they still exist. But
Yes,
for us to experience it, we need a thought. Okay, so
yes,
a mountain has a village on the left, a village on the right. It cannot decide this is space on the east and space on the west. The
yes,
mountain is just like cannot experience it. So
yes,
and if I'm standing on top of that mountain, I can experience it, but the mountain cannot experience the
Exactly.
left and right. Okay.
Yes. And for you, it will be left and right, but maybe someone which is sitting in front of you would be right and left.
Yes. Yes.
Stupila, I have a clarification. I need a clarification.
Please.
Uh, yeah, I need a clarification. Like in this example, the common locus, we are taking space in the east and space in the west. So there are two things.
Yes.
Till now we have whenever we are searching for a common locus, it's always one thing, like
Ah,
green
okay.
color and green apple. So green color and apple. So green apple is one thing between both the comparisons. What you know?
Okay, yes. Okay, yes, exactly.
Mm.
We can usually speaking, when we look for a common base, yes, it can be one common base, but you can have different types. Yes, you can have, for instance, um, yes, if you look for instance, different and definiendum, for instance, different and definiendum, then you have common base. You have apple and existent. Yeah, they are both different and they are definiendums. So then in that case, if you look for a common base between different and anything else, you necessarily need two things. Or if you look for a common base between contradictory and anything else, then you need also two things. So you need two common bases. Because if you have only one, like for instance, if we say the set of the two space in the east and space in the west, is it different?
Except
It is different
because these are diverse phenomena.
yes, but if we say one set of the two, it is one set, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, if we say one set of the two, space in the east and space in the west, uh, is it
It is
one or
non-existent. Non-existent.
it doesn't exist?
Yeah.
One set of so I would say it exists, but it's impossible to be. Yeah, it's
Okay.
impossible. It's existent, impossible to be, or permanent, impossible to be. Yeah, it is one
Okay.
set of two contradictory phenomena. So it
Mm-hmm.
is. So it is one set, and this one set is not different because it is one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if we say space in the east and space in the west, or if we
Mm-hmm.
say the two space in the east and space in the west, then there are two things. Yeah, two phenomena,
Mm-hmm.
and they are different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it reply your question, Sitamamala?
Yeah, kind of. Yes, kind of.
Yeah,
Whenever
because
we go into the space, it's really like
yeah, we
confusing.
are out. Exactly. But if we say, for instance, yes, if we say, for instance, the true cessations in the Venerable Shariputra's mind and the true cessations in the Venerable Subhuti's mind, then we have two different types of cessations. Yeah, true cessations. Yeah, or we could say, we could say the Buddha's nirvana, Buddha Shakyamuni's nirvana, and the Buddha Kashyapa's nirvana. In the past, there was another Buddha called Kashyapa and so on. Yeah? So two nirvanas, and nirvana is necessarily permanent. So the set of the two is one set, and it is permanent. But still, it is not different because it is one. It is one set. But if you say the two, the nirvana on one side and another nirvana on the other side, then there are two and they are different. So it depends on the way we assert things. But in Tibetan, they never say one set of the two. They just say the subject, the two. They would say space in the east and space in the west, or they would say pot and pillar, the two pot and pillar. Kabum ni chö chen. Kabum ni. So the two, the subject, the two, pot and pillar. But in one debate, it would mean the set of the two. And in the same debate, it can refer to the two things separately. So it's even more complicated in Tibetan. In English, we can we can say one set of the two, then it's less confusing, I guess. Yeah. So one set of the two, space in the east and space in the west, it follows it is one.
Yes, except.
Yeah, it is one because Teshtile Jumbalexo. Takabumni Church. Bumba Zuim Batel. Okay, the defender has gone. Okay, so it follows that the subject, one set of the two, space in the east and space in the west, is one because?
One set of the two is because it is not diverse phenomena. It is not different.
Okay, so it follows that if it is not different, it's necessarily one.
Except.
So it follows that the subject two horns of the rabbit.
Oh. What? I thought it is existent and it is not different.
Yes, very good. It follows that if it exists and is not different, it's necessarily one. Yes.
Except.
Oh, very good. So one set of space in the east and space in the west is one. Yeah, so it is not different. It is permanent, but it is not different. But if we say the two, the subject, the two, space in the east and space in the west, they are two. And they are different. Yeah?
Yes. Except
Okay.
because it is created, it's a mere concept. It's what? No, not mere concept. Can I say it is a thought, it is imputed by a thought consciousness.
Yes, we could say it is merely imputed. Merely for the Sotrantika, everything is imputed. You can impute pot, you can impute pillar, and so on. But merely imputed means it is permanent. Yeah, merely imputed existent. Yeah, it is permanent. Very good. Yes, we can say the subject, the two, space in the east and space in the west, are different, and they are permanent. So it's a common base, or they are common bases of permanent and different. Yeah, everybody agrees. Okay, very
Except.
good. Fantastic. Yes. So they are not contradictory, yeah? If you find at least one common base or different common bases, then they are not contradictory. Okay, so it follows they are equivalent. They are not. They are not because was it an illustration of permanent which is not different?
And compounded space.
Yes, and compounded space. It follows it is permanent.
Accept.
It is permanent because?
Because it is a common base between phenomena and non-momentary.
Very good. It follows that if it is a common base between phenomenon and non-momentary, it's necessarily permanent.
Accept.
Very good. And the subject and compounded space, it follows it is not different.
Accept.
It is not different because?
Because it is not diverse.
Yes. It follows that if it is not diverse phenomena or not diverse, it's necessarily not different.
Accept.
Very good. Yes, fantastic. So we have A, not B. We have permanent, not different. So do we have different, which is not different? Sorry, different, which is not permanent?
Pot and table.
Pot and table, the subject, the two pot and table are different.
Accept.
They are different because?
Because they're diverse phenomena.
Yes, it follows that if they are diverse phenomena, they are necessarily different.
Accept.
Very good. And they are not permanent.
Accept.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes, very good. They are not permanent because?
Because they are momentary. They are phenomena which are momentary.
Yes, or just momentary. They are momentary, they are necessarily phenomena, yeah? Very good. So it follows that if they are momentary, they are necessarily not permanent.
Accept.
Very good. Yeah. So we have B, not A as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Can I ask,
Yes.
for different phenomena, Charilas, give two things. Do you have to give two things? Can we say clay pot? So it is clay and it is a pot.
Okay. So it follows that the subject Pallavi Nambiar is two persons because there are two names. Yeah, clay pot. We have two names. Yeah.
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 For
So
one
it's
thing. And because
so
it's one phenomenon. But Pallavi Nambiar is made up of parts, so it's multiple things.
yes, but the whole is not its parts. You are
The
not
whole
your
is not
hand.
its parts.
You are not
So
your
you
body. You are not
have
your mind.
so
Yes.
diverse phenomena is phenomena. Okay, phenomena has to hold its own substantial entity. Every single thing. So
To hold its entity. Yeah,
to
substantial
hold,
entity would mean it is impermanent. But just to hold its entity, then it can be permanent.
but Pallavi has a hand. Okay,
Yes.
it holds its entity. Hand means something. Leg, head. So yeah, Pallavi. Why is that not holding its entity? Why is
Yes.
part
I get.
each part is holding its own entity?
Yes, exactly. Each part is a phenomenon, is a different phenomenon. So each part holds its own entity.
And then together, so when I say Pallavi, I am diverse phenomena.
Oh, so like me
No.
before, I had three cams, so I was the diverse phenomenon. So then,
Oh, I cannot. So Pallavi is not my hand. Pallavi is not my leg. Okay, I have to. If I say Pallavi, it has to all come together. Uh,
yes,
and hand, each part cannot be the whole at the same time. Oh,
exactly.
so clay is a part of the pot. So I cannot say, even though the clay is all, it's a completely, no other parts are there, nothing. Well, water is there and everything else.
Yeah, we could say that clay is the characteristic of the pot. Yeah, you have golden pot, silver pot, clay pot, wooden pot, and so on. So there are characteristics. So yes, if you say the clay of the pot and the pot, then you have two different phenomena. But if you just say clay pot, it's one phenomenon. It's not different.
Okay, so for different example, always needs more than one thing.
Always, necessarily, yeah. Or even
You
examples of
cannot imply, pot. Oh, pot. That means it is clay, it is water, it is. You cannot imply that.
exactly, because if you say, okay, posit an illustration of different, and you say clay pot, then it follows that the subject clay pot is different, is diverse, phenomena, is plural. But still, you have just one pot, one clay pot. Yeah. So if the challenger asks for an illustration of different, or an illustration of contradictory, or an illustration of multiple, or what do we have as well? Plural, then you necessarily have more than one phenomenon.
But blue book,
Blue book, it follows it
blue
is one.
book. Why?
Okay, it follows it is not one.
Except
Okay, it follows it is not one because.
because it is made up of multiple things.
Okay. Okay. So just because it is made of multiple things, it cannot necessarily be one.
It necessarily cannot be one.
Okay. So it follows that nothing is one because everything is made of multiple things.
Yes.
Okay. So it follows that one is not an exhaustive division of phenomena.
One is not an exhaustive Yeah,
Okay. So
because one
it follows
is.
that if it exists, it's necessarily different.
Oh, Yeah,
Okay, so it follows
everything is made up of composite things that
okay.
exist. But then we said there is permanent things also.
Yes.
Christopher,
Yes.
when we talk about directions in a space, is we are talking about composite space, right? And in uncompounded space, there are no directions, right?
So, usually speaking, we can speak about both in both cases. Yeah, we could say that uncompounded space itself is composed by its parts, the directions. It is not causally composed. That's why we say it is uncompounded, because it is not produced by causes. So it is not compounded in the sense of it is not composed by cause and conditions, but still it is compounded by its parts, the directions. Yeah. That's why after in the Madhyamaka in the commentary from Lama Tsongkhapa, he says now that we discussed the emptiness of composed phenomena, and then now we will discuss the emptiness of uncompounded phenomena. And he says even emptiness is compounded in the sense that it has parts. Yeah. So it is for the Prasangika, of course, but I guess that for the Sotrantika, selflessness would have parts as well, I guess. Yeah. Selflessness would have parts, like the different types of selflessness. Selflessness of a table, selflessness of a person would be parts of the general selflessness. Why not? But in that case, yeah, there would be more instances of that. And instance and part are very different, because a part is contradictory with the whole, but an instance is necessarily not contradictory with the generality. It has to be that generality in one sense. Like instance of table, wooden table has to be a table, but the part cannot be the whole. So that's why there are some differences. Yeah, we have to double check. Okay. Very, very crunchy questions. Okay. So it follows that we have A and B. We have A not B, B not A, yeah, between permanent and different. So now do we have some a phenomenon, yeah, among phenomena? Do we have something which is not A, not B, not permanent and not different?
Yes. Person.
Yes. Person, it follows that the subject, the person is one.
Accept.
Yes. So I should say is not different, yeah. So yes, accept is not different because it is one.
Yeah. It's not different because it is one. Yes.
Yes, it follows that if it is one, it's necessarily not different.
Yes. Accept.
Yeah, very good. And it follows that the subject, the person, is necessarily not permanent.
Yes. Accept.
Which is not permanent because?
Because it is impermanent. It is momentary.
Yes, it follows that if it is impermanent, it's necessarily not permanent.
Accept.
Very good. So we have 4P, yeah? If we compare permanent and different, 4 possibilities. Wow, fantastic. So we already made that debate, but it's good to repeat anyway.
Well, I'm surprised to find myself here, but I don't understand why person is one.
Yes, because person exists. Yeah, do you agree with that?
Yes.
Person exists, and it is compared with nothing else. Yes, we don't say person and table or person and flower and so on. We don't compare person to anything else. So that's why if it is just isolated from anything else, it exists and it is not compared to anything else. It is just one.
But a person is made up of, I'm confused because the previous question, the person is made up of mind, body,
Yes,
subtle.
we could say that the person has a body and has a mind, but is not the body and the mind, because the body is necessarily not mind. Yeah, so you cannot have any phenomenon which is mind and not mind at the same time, or which is the body and not the body at the same time. It's not possible. It's a contradiction in terms, we could say. Yeah, nothing can
Well,
be
selflessness of person and person is together at the same time, no?
exactly, yes, but the selflessness of the person is necessarily not the person, because selflessness of the person is permanent and the person is impermanent.
So they coexist, but they do not, and they coexist within that entity. It's one entity, but not, but
Exactly.
different.
Like the part and wholes, the whole and the parts. Yeah, they are one entity. The parts are one entity with the whole, like the legs and the top of the table are one entity with the table. Yeah, but they are necessarily not the table.
So person is necessarily person is different. Is
Different from
not
what?
okay. It's not different.
Yes,
Alina, I necessarily chose person as an example because of your confusion previously between the two pot and table, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I
That's why I just fell right back into the same
same frame.
hole.
Yeah. So the person is one, but parts of the person are many. Just like the table is one, but the parts of the table are many.
yes, very good. That's very good summary. Yeah. So we could say that any whole is one, and its parts are necessarily multiple or many. Very good. So that's why there cannot be, you cannot find any common base between the two, between the one table and many parts of the table. And that's why even the Sotrantika is able to say that one table is not its parts; they are contradictory. So that's why in the Prasangika, when we check if the table is the parts and so on, we are not checking the same table. We are checking. We are looking for an ultimate, an inherent table. That's very different because the Sotrantika is already very eager to say that the table is contradictory with its parts.
So is that why Sautrantika accepts dependent origination on the first level of the whole dependent on its parts?
Yes, they accept that exactly. Accept that that kind of dependent origination is yes, exactly. They would accept that because they have to accept that the space depends on the directions and depends on the mere imputation. But still, the Prasangika would say, yes, the whole depends on the parts, but to call a part depends on the whole as well. So that's why the dependent origination from the Prasangika point of view goes deeper. Yeah. You could say that even the cause depends on the effect. Not only the effect depends on the cause, but also the very nature of a cause is to produce something. So we anticipate and we say, okay, it's a cause because we have in mind the effect, the future effect. So for the Prasangika, it goes much deeper than for the Sotrantika. Wow, incredible!
Very good.
Very good. So we had a good review, I guess. And we didn't speak so much about the causes and effects, but still, next time we will go back to the yes, we had substantial cause and cooperative condition. I guess it's not so difficult, but of course, if there are some people who watch the replay and find it difficult, please dare to ask. We have a discussion group, and then you can ask questions if you wish. Then we can repeat again and again because sometimes people don't dare to ask. They don't want to slow down the class. But still, it's always useful. Always useful. Yeah, dare to ask questions, dare to share your thoughts. It's always useful. Yeah. And then we also will keep on with substantial type, different substantial type, substantial different types, different in terms of arising and abiding and so on. We will see all those stuff slowly. And after that topic, we will enter into the generalities and instances. Wow. For the sake of all the beings, for the long life and good health of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all the fantastic teachers that we have, and for the sake of all the beings, may all beings awaken as soon as possible. Thank you so much. It was great. And thank you for your help, Chaviji. And take care and see you soon next week.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Thank,
Year.
thank you,
Thank you.
Christopher.
Happy New
You.
Year.
Happy New Year. See you. See you next time. Bye bye.